Hi everyone, I'm Laura from gosimpli.ca, and today I have a core and jumping jack cardio interval workout. We are going to be doing some type of jumping jack alternating with a core exercise down on the floor. We'll be doing 30 seconds on, 10 seconds rest in an A-B format, 2 times through, and then we'll move on to the next group. We have 6 different types of jacks and 6 different types of sort of core exercises. I've included both a warm-up and a cool-down, and the only equipment you'll need is a mat if you're on a hard surface. I'm going to get my timer started and then we'll go ahead and get ready. Okay, so we're going to start off our warm-up with a high knee crunch. So you're lifting your knees up high and then crunching down with your abs sort of towards your knees. So if I turn sideways, you might be able to see that a bit better. We're doing each of these warm-up exercises for 30 seconds each with no break in between. Just go right into the next one. So we're doing these just to get our body a little warm and ready. So boxer shuffles next. So we're just getting our body ready for the moves that are about to come. It's never a good idea to start almost any type of workout without some sort of activity to warm your body up, whether you do 5 minutes walking on the treadmill or some silly jumping jacks with your children, anything to just sort of get the blood flowing so we prevent injury. Next up we have a walking jack. So we're letting us step out to the side and our upper body is just doing jumping jack arms. So all through this workout we're going to be doing different forms of jumping jacks. So our legs will be mostly just going in and out like a regular jumping jack, although there will be some lunges and stuff hidden in it. And then our arms will be going either in front of the body or to the side of the body. Just watch and I'll show you what to do. Next up we have toe touch circles. So feet shoulder width down, sort of walk across the front and then come up. Down, and walk across the front, and back up. Okay, so next up we have a side lunge with a toe touch. And in between, it's probably a good idea to get your arms stretched up there. This is our last warm-up exercise, just a quick warm-up. And then we'll get into the workout, which is definitely a cardio challenge, but it's not HIIT. It's not going to be super hard and super explosive. So that's our warm-up. Go ahead, grab a drink of water, make sure you have a mat nearby, and we'll get started. Okay, so for our workout, we're starting with a regular jumping jack. Okay, so it's just regular. Now this is a workout, so try to put something in it, okay? These aren't, the wimpiest jumping jacks you can do. You should be putting in some effort here. Your legs should be tight, your core is tight, your arms are nice and firm, nothing's floppy. We're doing these exercises for 30 seconds on, and then we do have 10 seconds in between to get down on the ground for the core exercise. Okay, so now we have 10 seconds to get down. We're starting with a toe touch crunch. So we've got our legs up straight. We're going to reach up like we're trying to touch those toes. If you can reach them, you're much more flexible than I am. Good for you, that's wonderful. I keep striving for it for sure. So I'm just crunching up like I'm trying to touch them. I've got my core tight, and I'm remembering to breathe. With ab work, it's so easy to hold your breath. Try not to. Okay, so now we've got 10 seconds to jump back up and do the same jumping jacks. So if you have a few seconds before we start, you can just do a boxer shuffle and then back into those jumping jacks. Again, our core is tight, our legs are firm, our arms are firm. Just 5 more seconds. And now we're going to get back down to 1 more of the toe touch crunches. I got my legs up. And I'm reaching for those toes with my fingers. Got my abs nice and tight. I'm remembering to breathe. I've got my legs as straight as they can. If you have tight hamstrings, you may notice your knees bend. That's okay. Okay, so now we're going to jump back up again, and this time we're doing a front jack. So our arms are going to be going out in front. So our legs are doing the same as a regular jumping jack, but now our arms are going out in front of us. Same sort of principle as a regular jumping jack, where your abs are firm, your legs are firm, your arms are firm, nothing's flopping. Now we're going to hop down on the ground and we're going to do a back bow pull. So we need to lie down on our tummy. Arms out in front. Lift everything up. Pull your arms back, forward, and drop down. Pull. So you're going to feel this in your lower back, a little bit in your front abdominals, a little bit in your bum, a little bit in the back of your legs, a little bit in your arms. It's really working the whole core here. And now we'll get back up and we're going to do that front jack again. Again, arms out in front, legs the same as a regular jumping jack. Cardio workouts don't need to be complicated. The whole point of cardio is to have the heart rate up and keep moving. So you just want to give it your all through the interval, and as long as you're moving, it's good exercise. So back down for another back bow pull. Arms out, legs out. Up, pull back, and down. This one again, remember to breathe. It's so easy, especially lying on your tummy and your rib cage feels kind of squished. But remember to keep breathing. Give your muscles the oxygen they need. Okay, so back up. Now we're doing a fly jack. So our arms are going to be going out to the sides. So arms out to the side. Legs still doing regular jumping jack legs. Again, try to have your arms pretty firm. You might have a slight bend at the elbow, but they're not like this, right? Just a few more seconds here. Okay, now we're going to get down and we're going to do a bicycle crunch. So I've got my hands behind my head, one leg out. And with bicycle crunch, you're going sort of opposite hand to knee, and your legs are sort of going like you're pedaling a bicycle. It doesn't have to look like perfect bicycle pedaling. I know we're just sort of mimicking the move. We don't actually have a bicycle here. So if your legs aren't doing exactly what I'm doing, who cares? You just want those abs tight. You want to be trying to get elbow to knee. So we're working the obliques a bit here. Good. And then we'll get back up and do another fly jack. So by this point in the workout, you should be noticing that your heart rate is up. You're breathing a bit heavier. You might be sweating by now. That's great. That's really good. If you're not, you need to try and put a bit more into it. Make your jumping jacks a little bit bigger, a little bit stronger, a little bit faster. Okay, now we're going to go back down for another set of bicycle crunches. Hands behind the head. And again, trying to get that knee to elbow. And trying to keep your abs firm. While you're doing the exercise, it's hard to hold those abs tight, especially because you're also trying to breathe. And those two things just go against each other. But it's all about trying our best here. Good. Now we're going to do something called a stutter jack, which means we're going to go out part way and then out the rest, and then back and in. So just watch and try to get the hang of it. It's going to feel weird. That's okay. You're testing your brain here. Your brain wants to do a regular jumping jack because that's what we always do. So we're tricking it. If you mess up, who cares? Start again. If you get fed up, do a regular jumping jack. Just keep moving. Now we're going to do plank slaps. So we're going to get down on the mat in a plank position. We're going to slap opposite shoulders. So I'm holding a plank. I take my right arm up, touch left, touch right. And just keep going back and forth the whole time we're holding the plank. But we're shifting the weight sort of from one side to the body and trying to keep those hip bones facing straight down to the mat. So trying not to do a big twist every time, okay? Trying to stay straight. And the work is all in holding that core. Now we're going to do another round of stutter jacks. So then you're going part way out, and then the next jump the rest of the way. And it does feel weird. And that's okay. It's meant to feel weird. Who's watching anyway? So you screw up. Big deal. Start again. If it makes you mad, do a different kind of jumping jack. I can't see what you're doing at home. Okay, we're going to get down. Last set of plank slaps. So up into plank and tapping opposite shoulder. While trying to keep your body from moving at all from side to side. There's going to be a tiny bit of a shift. That's okay. Your focus is to just try and hold it. You've got your abs tight. The back of your legs are probably pretty tight. Your bum's probably tight. That's good. Okay, now we have lunge jacks. So these actually don't really have any jumping in them. So we're going to lunge forward with one arm, or with one leg, sorry, and then the other leg, and our arms are doing jumping jack arms. So this is a nice one to just catch your breath for a minute here, but those legs are working. Your core is still firm. Now we're going to get down and do an oblique dip. I'm going to do my left side first. Doesn't matter which side you do because we'll do the other one in the next set of intervals. So we're up, we're just going to dip down and push back up. Now I'm doing it from my feet. If you're not there yet, totally fine. Go from your knees. Do what works for you. Maybe you're sort of halfway, you can extend one leg or even hold that leg up for a bit of work. There are so many options here. And if you can, Go all the way to the full. Now we're going to do another set of those lunge jacks. We're doing jumping jack arms. So here we're trying to keep our weight centered between the front and the back leg here. We've got our abs tight. So here we might be giving our lungs a bit of a break, but our legs are working hard now. Okay, so now we're going to get down and do one more oblique dip. So you've got your hand on your hip. Some people like their hand up in the air. It gives them a bit more balance. If that works for you, totally. Some people like it behind their head. Whatever works for you. And again, remember, you can be going from your knees, one knee, one leg lifted, whatever works for you, okay? Okay, and our last set is actually plank jacks. So we're down on in a plank position, and our legs are just going to jumping jack in and out. And we're just holding our upper body. Abs are tight, bum is tight, arms are working hard here. Okay, take a quick rest and set up your oblique dip on the right side. So just pushing the hip up and then letting it down. You might have just a slight touch or no touch at all. Remember your options. You can go down. Okay? You're meant to be working hard, but not so hard that you can't continue. Okay, so we have one more of the plank jacks. This is our last time through. A plank jack, another oblique dip, and then cool down. So we're only less than a minute away from our cool down. If you're still working with me, you've done really, really well. Okay, our last interval. We're done with the jumping jacks. Now we just have our oblique dip. So up and down. Oh, remember your options. This is the end of the workout, so you may just be more tired. Try to do what you did on the other side of the body. If when you did the left side, you did it all with one leg up, try to keep doing that so that we can keep a balance in both sides. Okay, so now we're gonna get ready for our cool down. So for our cool down, we're doing 30 seconds of each exercise, no break in between, starting with a walking jack. We did all the hard jumping jacks. Now we're just doing some cooling down jacks. Nice and slow, just range of motion here. Just 5 more seconds. We're going to move into a quad stretch. So I'm going to pull up my left leg here. Try to get my heel to my bum, my knee pointing down. You can hold on to a chair if you need balance. Sometimes you don't regularly need balance, but after a good cardio workout, you've used up all your oxygen stores and your balance starts to go funny. grab a chair, hold on. Put your hand on your belly button if that helps. Now we're just going to switch and do the right leg. It feels really lovely to stretch out after. We're saying thank you to our muscles for working so hard for us. Next up, we have a runner's lunge. So I'm just going to put my left leg in front, my right leg back, and really sort of lunge deep. Really feel a stretch all under here and in the hip flexor of the right leg that's behind you. If you need to put down your knee for balance, that's fine. And then we're just going to switch to the right side. So right leg forward, left leg back, really deep dip down. Again, if you need to put that knee down, that's fine. You want to feel the stretch in the back side of the front leg and in the front side of your left leg that's behind you. Next up, we're going to do a seated toe touch. And do the back of our hamstrings there. So you're just going to sit on your mat, legs out in front, reach overhead, and bend forward. And reach as far as you can. If you can just grab your calves, fine, work with that. If you want to be able to touch your toes, you're not quite there yet, bend your knees. And then slowly, over time, work to getting your legs flat out. It has taken me years to be able to touch my toes. Again, I could when I was little. Now we're going to do a butterfly stretch. So we've got the soles of our feet together. I like to grab my toes, and then I'm going to pull myself down while also using my leg muscles to pull my knees down. So I feel a stretch all in nicely through the inner thigh and the groin there. After this, we have one more stretch. It's a nice one. So now we're going to lie down and we're just going to do a full body stretch. Okay? You're just going to pull your feet away, pull your hands away, stretch, 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 stretch. And then take a little relax. And then do it again, stretch, stretch. Let those abdominal muscles stretch out nicely. Kind of wiggle back and forth, find those tight spots. And let go. And one more time. Pull apart, pull, pull, pull. Feels so nice. And relax. So that's our core and jumping jack exercise. I hope that you liked it, and I hope that you'll see me again soon.